Welcome to our sports betting top picks and plays. This is for college basketball. My name is Abby. This is Sunday, February the 9th. We have a slate of games here for college basketball today that we want to go over with you. We're going to start off with the first game at 12 noon, Rutgers at Maryland. This one is at 10.5, the opening number, total 150. Right now, we are seeing it come down to 9.5, and we're seeing nines, and we're seeing some nines on the board as well. That's Rutgers at Maryland, total sitting at 150.5. So look into this one here. Yes, so it's at 9.5, and sitting at 150.5. That's Rutgers, Maryland, 12 noon today. So look into this game further. We'll just check the head-to-head matchups. That's Maryland and Rutgers. If you're wondering where we're getting this information from, oddslogic.com. This gives you all the updated, up-to-the-minute information for line moves, totals, over-unders, the injury reports. It's up-to-the-minute information. It's oddslogic.com. So as you can see, Rutgers versus Maryland, we are going to look at the head-to-head matchups here. This is the first meeting of the season between these two teams. So Rutgers' last 10 games, 4-6, 6-4 against the spread, 5-5 to the over/under. They are 2-3 last 5 games, and are 2-3 to the under last 5 games. Rutgers as an underdog, they have covered 4 straight games as an underdog. One of those games on the road at Northwestern, the other games are at home. For Maryland, 6-4 last 10, 4-6 against the spread, 6-4 to the over. So they are 4-1 last 5 games, and also 2-3 to the under. Maryland 2-3 to the under. So both teams' last 5 games are playing to the under. Maryland a 9.5 point favorite, but now it's, like I said, it's gone up to 9.5 now. Let's look at this one here. We'll take a look at this game for a moment. So they did cover recently against Wisconsin, 5.5. They were 9.5 point favorites at home against Nebraska. Didn't cover there. Didn't cover against Minnesota. Rutgers has covered 4 straight. They covered their recent cover was against Northwestern. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take Rutgers plus the 9.5. I don't trust Maryland in this spot. They did cover Wisconsin in 5.5, but this is close to almost a double-digit cover. So they failed to cover twice as a double-digit favorite at home against Nebraska and at home against Minnesota. That was last month. So that's the reason why I'm taking Rutgers. Rutgers is proven to cover on the road at Northwestern. They did cover Northwestern. They covered at Nebraska. So they've covered in 2 different venues on the road in Big Ten play. So I trust Rutgers here to cover at 9.5. If you want to get the best number, I would wait till game time to get the best number, but I'm definitely on Rutgers at 9.5 or higher. 9.5 or higher, I'm going to be taking Rutgers in the points. Yeah, I'll be taking Rutgers in the points in this one here. As far as the total, I don't have any play on the total. However, I actually take that back. I would lean, in this case, to the over. I know both teams are playing towards the under. The style of play that both teams are playing to right now is towards the under. The public right now, 67% of the public, as you can see, is on the over. But let me just look into this further. I'm gonna check. My strong play is on the on Rutgers plus the 9.5 or higher. Let me look. Let me take another look here. 150. Yeah, I like the. I'm gonna take. Let me just look at this. I'm gonna check the first half totals as well. Let me look at the first half. I'm gonna take a look at this here. Let me look at the total. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the public, and I'm gonna take the over. Although both teams are playing at this time, they're playing towards the their style of play is playing towards the under. I'm gonna take the over in this one as well. These teams have gone over 4, 5, 6 straight unders, but this is a higher total. The total's higher. Before, the pass was a low total. They're in the 130s, 120s. This is at the 150s. So I'm gonna bet the over. Obviously, I said my stronger play is on Rutgers plus 9.5. But if I had to play a total, I would lean to the over. I might get there with the over. I'm not sure yet, but more so to Rutgers plus 9.5. I like that play better. Next game we're gonna go with George Washington at St. Bonaventure. This one here has opened up at 5.5, total 135. Now we're seeing it at 4.5. We're seeing 4.5. Totals at 136. 136 is the total. Just bear with me for one moment. All right, so we're going to look into this game further. That's George Washington, St. Bonaventure, and you can see here the line movements for this game. 5.5, open up 5.5. It's come down to, it's now 4.5 right now. And the public's on George Washington, 4.5. I'll see if I agree with the public or not for my assessment. The totals come down. You open up at 135. And it's down to 136. So I'm going to see if I agree with that or not for my assessment. So that's George Washington at St. Bonaventure. So we're looking at the head-to-head matchup here. We're seeing George Washington 4-6. This is the first meeting, by the way, and George Washington 4-6 in 10 games. And 5-5 against the spread, 4-6 to the under as well. So it's 2-3 last 5 games, and 1-4 to the under last 5 games. 1-4 to the under. That's George Washington. St. Bonaventure, 4-6 last 10, 3-7 against the spread, 6-4 to the over. 2-3 last 5 games. That's St. Bonaventure. And 3-2 to the over last 5 games, St. Bonaventure. So George Washington playing to the under, Bonnie's playing to the over. So we're going to take a look at this one. So Bonaventure, they were favored before last month. Richmond, they covered. They didn't cover 4 minus 11. So they only covered once. They haven't covered in the last at home. They haven't covered in the last 3 games. as a favorite. George Washington, they've lost 2 straight. Let me see. I'm gonna have to look for a total in this game. Definitely gonna have to look for a total in this basketball game here. Because I'm not seeing anything. I'm not seeing anything here. Nothing that I like. So let me see. I'm gonna look for a total here. Yeah. So this game, George Washington at Bonaventure. I've decided what I'm gonna do for this game. I'm going to do the total. I'm not touching the side. So the total I'm gonna bet in this game. I'm gonna take the under 136.5. I'm gonna take the under. George Washington on the road. They usually play to the under. So they're basically on the road. They are 1-4 to the under. So I like the under here. And this I like the under in this game here. Under 136.5. I like that spot here. So I'll be taking 136.5 under. That's the approach I'm going to take for this game. That's George Washington at St. Bonaventure. Under 136.5. I'll be going with that. Yeah, I'll be taking that. All right, so the next game we're going to do, Xavier at Villanova. So this game here, oddslogic.com. That's the name of the site where we get all the latest updates for point spread moves, over-under moves, line moves, injury report. That's oddslogic.com. So as you can see, it's Xavier -4. I'm sorry, Villanova -4 at home against Xavier. Total 141.5. So we're gonna look here. This is 2.5. So it's down to 2.5, up 141.5. Open up 2.5, and now, like we said, we're seeing, just to show you, we're seeing up to 2.5. So right now it's 2.5. Right now the line. So the money is on Xavier. Xavier's getting all the money. Public's on Xavier. The over/under is at, let's see, it hasn't really moved. It's still at 140. It hasn't really moved. It's 141. 141. Okay, so we're going to look into this game further, but the public is on Xavier for this one. Let's see if I agree with the public or not. So they had played already. They did play recently. That was last month in Xavier. Xavier is a 3-point favorite. The total at that time was 147. Xavier covered in 69-63. And it was under the total. They have gone under in 4 straight games. So, yep, they've gone under in 4 straight games, these two teams. So this time, Villanova, 2.5-point favorite. Xavier, last 10 games, 6-4. Last 10 overall against other opposition, 5-5 against the spread, 6-4 to the over. Xavier has flip-flop wins. They are 3-2 last 5 games and are 4-1 to the over. Yeah, 4-1 to the over, Xavier. Villanova, 5-5 last 10, 4-6 against the spread, 4-6 to the under. Villanova 2-3 last 5 games and 2-3 to the under. So we'll look into this game. DePaul, they covered last game. So DePaul, I mean, Villanova's covered. They have covered before at home. They covered DePaul at home -9, covered Connecticut -1, and these are when they're favored. Villanova's favored. They've covered and won these games. So they have covered 3 games, 2 games last month as favorites, and then 1 game. These are home favorites. So they have covered. Xavier. They covered Marquette on the road. They failed to cover in their last 2 games. They covered Marquette, but they haven't covered the last 2 games. They haven't covered as an underdog. Let me look into this further. Yeah, my best look for this game. This game, my best look I'm gonna do. I like the first half +1.5. Xavier, that's the best look for this game. +1.5. I feel that Xavier's gonna come out and have a good start on the road. I know playing on the road, it hasn't been the greatest for Xavier. I know they lost the last 2 games on the road to St. John's, Creighton. They haven't covered back-to-back road games. But I just feel in this game that they're going to come out in the first half and keep it competitive and close. In the past, they have when they played in Villanova in the past, Xavier has covered in Villanova as 8.5-point underdogs. They have covered in that venue as a dog. So they played well in there. The last 2 meetings in Villanova, they have played well. They won in Villanova too. They won in Villanova. So it's nothing new to these guys. I believe that they'll cover the first half +1.5 and keep this thing close. That's my take on that. I don't have a play on the total. I don't have anything here. Let me see. Yeah, I don't have anything on this. My lean to the over is just a lean, but I really don't have a play on it. And I know the last 4 games have gone under. I'm sorry, the last 4 games have. Let me look at this again. Yeah, the last 4 games have gone under. Excuse me, they have gone under. But I think that's gonna. I would think that would change by now. I think that's gonna change, in my opinion. Yeah, I really don't have a strong take on it. Like I said, I lean to the over, but it's not a strong play. My stronger play is first half, Xavier +1.5. That's what I'm going with. Next game's Temple at Memphis. This one here, open up at -14 Memphis, and the total is 156. So right now we're seeing 156.5, and I just saw 157. Yeah, 156.5, and it's down to -13.5. Total is 156. Has gone down to 156. So we're gonna take a look at this game here. That's Temple and Memphis. Temple is on a over streak right now. We'll get to that in a moment. They have played last month. Temple. These 2 teams played last month in Temple. Memphis is a 7-point favorite. Temple covered in 188.81 and went over 155.5. These 2 teams have gone over the last 3 meetings. Temple 6-4 last 10 games, 6-4 against the spread, 10-0 to the over. So Temple's gone over 10 straight games. I do have a play on this game for sure. I'll let you know what that is in a second. 2-3 last 5 games, 5-0 to the over. Memphis 9-1 last 10, 3-7 against the spread, 4-6 to the under. Memphis, they've won 6 straight games. They've won 6 in a row. Out of the 6 games, they've only covered twice. Twice out of the 6 games, they've covered. After that, they got UCF. They're playing Temple today. Let's see. And the line here is 13.5. Temple on the road. Temple. I have 2 plays for this game. I like the over. I think the over continues. These 2 teams, I like the over because 2 reasons. Number 1, they've gone over in the last 3 meetings. They've gone over, and 2, Temple's on a 10. They've gone over in 10 straight games. 10-0, 10 straight overs. That's the reason why I like the over in this game. Those are the 2 reasons. And I like Temple to cover the points plus 13.5. Let me look at this some more. I'm going to look at this a little bit more. Let me see here. Let me look at this one. Yeah, I like him here at I like the 13.5 Temple. Even better, I got a third play. Plus 13.5 Temple. They have covered Memphis pretty well. They've covered them in the past as a dog. They have covered. So I like him here in this spot. I'll take it a step further. I even like the first half even better. I like the first half even better. Plus 7.5. I think they covered the first half on the road. I like that better than the full game plus 13.5. I'll take plus 7.5 first half. I like Temple. And I like the over, like I said, over 156.5. I think that overrun's going to continue. It's a hot run. If you're one of the lucky ones to bet every Temple game over for 10 straight games, you made a lot of money. Let's just put it that way. So I'm going to take the over in Temple Memphis and first half plus 7.5. Is available on your sports books. Just look at your sports books. It's there and it's available there. All right, so the next game we're going to look at, Wichita, South Florida. This opened up -1. Total is 147. It's gone now to 148. So it is moving, looks like it's moving in the right direction. Yeah, 148 here. Let's see, 148. Let me get a better angle here. Let me see. 140. Let's see. Let's see if I can get a better number here. Okay, so look into this game further. Let's see. That's South Florida, and let's see, South Florida and USFs and Wichita, excuse me. So they did play a month ago, January 6, 2025, at Wichita. Wichita was an 8.5-point favorite at that time, and the total is 155. South Florida covered and won 91-72 and went over the total 155. So now it's gone down to 147. Let's look at the total again for this game. A bit of a drop off, 147. Line's still at 1. This is a tight one. It's been one. It's been pretty much 1-1-1. Let's look at this game. Overall, last 10 games, Wichita 3-7 last 10, 2-6 against the spread, 4-5 to the under. Seems like Wichita's in a rebuilding year. This is a rebuilding year for this team. They're 1-4 last 5 games. They're on the road. This is their second and final game on the road trip. They beat Charlotte, a weaker opponent, obviously. South Florida, Wichita, 1-4 last 5 games. That's Wichita. South Florida, 5-5 last 10, 4-6 against the spread, 5-5 over under. 2-3 last 5 games, and are 2-3 to the under. So right now, both teams are playing to the under. And it's 147. I know the first game went over. Let me see. Let me look at this one. South Florida favored. I'm seeing 1.5. Which is tough. That's a dog. Let me see. Now, Wichita is an underdog. They have covered the last 2 games. North Texas they covered at home as a dog, and then they covered at Memphis plus 12. So they put up a fight the last 2 games as an underdog. I know South Florida beat them earlier. They've been playing well, though. They covered Temple. They covered as a favorite, -4. It's 1 now. South Florida, I'm seeing it, but I'm seeing 1.5. 1.5 came up. Let's take a look at this again. It did come up. 1.5, but not much. Only one. So 2 1.5s. That's it. I'll have to look at the. Let me see this. I'm gonna pass on this game. This is a bit tricky. This game I'm gonna pass on it. I don't have a play on this game. This is a really tricky game. I'm gonna pass on it. No play on this game at all. Next game, Ohio State at Nebraska. This one here is -1. Total 143.5. It's gone now to 2.5, and we're seeing some 3s on the board. Yeah, we're seeing some 3s on the board, and we're seeing 144.5. Let me see this one here. Let's look at the total as well. It's gone up. Okay, so the public's on the over. It looks like the over is steaming up pretty good. So that's Ohio State, Nebraska. I believe they played already. I'm going to double check that. Nebraska at home. So unranked team versus ranked team. Unranked team favored against ranked team. This is the first meeting of the season between these 2 teams. So Ohio State 5-5 last 10 games. They are 4-1 last 5 games. Now they're on the road, and they are 2-3 to the under. 2-2. Yeah, 2-2 last 4 games. The last 5 games on the road, they are 3-2. 3-2 the last 5 games on the road. So Ohio State's an underdog here. He covered at Penn State, covered at Purdue. So they won in Purdue. They won at Purdue. They won at Penn State as a dog. Covered as a dog at Wisconsin, but lost. Yeah, they've been playing pretty well on the road. Nebraska, 4-6 last, 10, 5-5 against the spread, 6-4 to the over. Nebraska's won 3 straight games. But 2 of the games that they won were on the road. Now they're at home. 3-2 to the over last 5 games. Now they're a favorite at home. So it's a big difference here. They haven't done too well as a favorite at home against conference opponents. Yeah, they haven't been doing that well. I like Ohio State here plus the 2.5. I don't trust Nebraska here because they haven't really been covering, like I said, at home as a favorite. So I really don't trust them here. Yeah, I don't trust them here at all. So I like plus 2.5 Ohio State. I think they cover the spread. Yeah, just looking at the numbers here, this looks like a close game to me. Plus 2.5. Yeah, let me look at a first half. Maybe even better at a first half. Let me just check that and get a better number here at the first half. First half. You know what? Even better. I like. There's 2 plays. One of the plays I'm going to go with. I'm going to take Ohio State in the first half. Ohio State first half plus 1.5. Ohio State first half plus 1.5. I like them here in this spot. I like that here. This year, and that's another reason why I'm taking the ranked team, the underdog ranked team against a non-ranked team who's favored. Because a lot of the non-ranked teams at home that are favored against the ranked teams, they're not doing well in this position. It's not like in past years where the unranked team at home would win and cover against the ranked teams. It's the opposite now. So that's why I like this play here. I wouldn't talk you off of plus 2.5 Ohio State. Me personally, I'm taking the first half plus 1.5 Ohio State. You can get this at FanDuel. You can shop around for that number. But that's what I'm going to be going with for this game. For the total, one team's 2-3 to the under, Ohio State. The other team, Nebraska, 3-2 to the over. Let me look at this again. The public's on the over. We'll ride with the public. We'll go with the over in the public. The public's been pretty good with these games. So we'll take the over. Nebraska, Ohio State over 143.5. Yeah, we'll ride with the public and take the over. Over 144.5. Because it seems like to me in this game here, it seems like Nebraska just dictates the pace, the fast pace. But I know Ohio State they're able to keep up with their pace. They can keep up. I find they can keep up with their pace. Because on the road, the games that they won on the road, those games are going over the total. They are going over the total at Illinois, 156. Penn State they didn't, but at Purdue they did at 140. It went over. So they've been 2-2 basically. For over-unders 2-2, so it's been even. But I feel that they can keep up with the pace that Nebraska plays with. So that's my play. Over was the over 143.5, 144.5 to shop around, and I like Ohio State first half plus 1.5, and I wouldn't talk you off of plus 2.5 full game. I'll be doing the first half. I'm taking the first half personally at plus 1.5. Next game, Oklahoma State at home versus Arizona State. This is a non-conference game. It opened up as pick'em. Total's 144. Now we're seeing Arizona State favored in this game. They're favored on the road at Oklahoma State. And total here is 144.5. Now we're seeing 145 now. So look into this game further. So look into this one here. Now in conference, Arizona State at I'm sorry, Arizona State at Oklahoma State. Excuse me, Oklahoma State. Sorry about that. This is the first meeting of the season. I've never played before. First time playing. Last 10 games, 3-7. Arizona State 5-5 against the spread, 3-7 to the under. Arizona State's lost 2 straight games at home. Seems like they played better on the road, but they lost 2 straight at home. They are 2-3 to the under. Yeah, they've won on the road at Colorado as an underdog, 3.5 point dog. They won at West Virginia as a 9-point dog. Covered at Cincinnati plus 10.5, but lost by 7 points. So they've been playing good on the road. I can see why they're favored in this one. Oklahoma State's 3-7 last 10 games, 5-5 against the spread, 5-5 over under. 1-4 last 5 games, Oklahoma State, and 3-2 to the over. So Arizona State, they have never been favored on the road. This is their first time being favored on the road. Oklahoma State. This is the first time they're a home dog. Let me look at the total. I don't have anything on the side. This one's a little tricky. The side's tricky. I will look at the total. Total's 144.5. Let's look at this one. Guys, he's 145 now. Sorry, 145. Which is 145. Let me see. Let's look at Arizona State. Boy, this is a. Let me look at the first half here. I would lean in this game here. I would lean to the first half under the total. First half under total. 68.5. That's the first half total. 68.5 in this game. I take the first half total under 68.5. I don't. It's just a lean. Not sure if I'm going to get there or not. It's just a basic lean in this game. I don't have a play on the side. Just like this, I like the as a lean 68.5 under first half. That's it. The final game we're going to look at. UMass, that's Massachusetts at LaSalle. This one's a pick'em. Total 151. And right now it's at 1.5. Looks like it's going up to 1. It's 1.5. Most books have it at 1 right now. But it's mainly, we're seeing 1s mainly. But I'm seeing some 1.5s. It's at 152.5. It's gone up. It's at 152.5. UMass -1. We'll take a look at this game here. This is the last game on the board. That's LaSalle. All right, so they did play last month, January 19th, in UMass. UMass was a 2.5 point favorite. The total is 158, and UMass covered at home and won 82-60. So this game is in LaSalle. Yes. Let's see here. Yeah, UMass has never won. Have they won LaSalle? They've never won LaSalle. I'm looking here. Yeah, they've never. It's been a while since they haven't won in LaSalle in like almost 5 years. Yeah, they haven't won LaSalle. And UMass is a 1.5 point favorite. Let me look into this one. UMass right now, last 10 games, 5-5. Last 10, 7-3 against the spread, 5-5 over under. They're 3-2 last 5 games, UMass, and are 1-4 to the under. LaSalle 4-6 last 10, 5-5 against the spread, 5-5 over under. LaSalle 2-3 last 5, and are 2-3 to the under. So both teams are playing to the under. LaSalle is an underdog at home, a home underdog. They've covered their last 2 games as a home underdog, plus 2.5 against George Washington. They won outright. They covered +1 against Rhode Island at home, and they won outright. So the last 2 games they've been covering. Meanwhile, UMass favored on the road. They haven't really covered on the road as a favorite. They haven't been a favorite on the road. Yep, they've been an underdog on the road. Yeah, so this game here, I definitely have a play on this one. I like. Let's look here. Let's look at this one closely. Yeah, I like LaSalle's favored 1.5. Oh, now LaSalle's favored. This thing's up. Let me look at this again. It's mainly UMass is favored. Yeah, UMass. One book had LaSalle. Yes, the majority is UMass. UMass is favored. So yeah, so I like LaSalle here. I like LaSalle and the points. I think LaSalle wins this game. I like him plus the +1. I'll take him +1, or I'll take him on the money line. LaSalle on the money line. I like him to win this game. I don't trust UMass as a favorite. They shouldn't be a favorite. They haven't covered as a favorite. They've had problems covering as a favorite. They've always been a dog, covering as a dog. So I like LaSalle. LaSalle on the points. And I like the under. I like the under in this game. I like under the 152.5. I like the under here. I know that the last game they played, they went under. And I like the under in this game here. I'm gonna go under 152.5. Both teams are trending to the under, so I'm taking the under here. And LaSalle money line. I like that a lot. For the college basketball edition, thank you very much for tuning in. Whether you favor or follow these picks is up to you. I just basically look at the games, choose the games how I like it and how I see fit. Either way, I hope you cash your tickets. I hope you cash your tickets on Super Bowl Sunday. Good luck. Stay true to yourself. Stay blessed. Believe in yourself. And don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe button so you can get more of these plays for college basketball, for the totals, the over-unders, and the point spreads. Till then, take care. Have a good one.